There's a wonderful TV show going on in CD about 40 years ago, showing our children, Caroline and Julia and Jennifer, when they were little babies, at my parents' place in Hornchurch. In Hornchurch, if you look at the TVs, it looks like we spend all the time swimming, playing badminton, my mother waltzing across the lawn and cavorting around Nana Mary's and Papa Jack's lovely garden. In those days, it was always a bright summer day, and it was people with friends, family, and small, cute grandchildren all having fun. My sister Victoria would like to say a few words after the main course, and Teddy and Nana Mary towards the end of the meal. As most of us know, Nana has every so many attributes. One of her less well-known skills is a perceptive and ever so slightly naughty poet. I'd like to read you an extract from Ruby Wedding. The book's here if anybody wants to have a nosy through it. The poem is called Hospitality. Who shall we have for dinner? Whom shall we ask to dine? When you are allergic to food, dear, and I am allergic to wine. If they smoke, it will bring on your asthma. If they chatter, my poor head will ache. If we serve some postprandial coffee, you know it will keep us awake. Enjoy your meal.
I'll never ever forget your face, Mum, when we came in from the garden after Dad had built us a bonfire and we baked potatoes on it. And they were, oh my God, they were scrumptious, black, buttery, absolutely messy, hot, wonderful. And we enjoyed what we could eat of them. We came into the kitchen with lots in our tummy, I hope, I think, I know, and quite a lot all over the rest of us. Mum was just aghast. Anyway.
No, such good washing machines.
And I also never forget Stephen's 21st birthday party, which happened in our, was then a new garage. It was quite big, and Daddy festooned the walls with lovely paintings of medieval characters. It was a medieval birthday party, so everyone had to dress up accordingly. And I remember myself and my dear childhood friend Lizzie dressed up as little medieval wenches and collected coats of people as they arrived. And Lizzie's brother Tony was one of Stephen's best friends, so he was obviously at the party. And Lizzie's, well, Stephen Tony met when they were in France, so my goodness me, by the time Liz and I came along, the families had long known each other. But I told Lizzie that this is what I was going to say to you today, and she said, oh, I remember that, Tony dressed up as Sir Walter Riley. We loved it. So there we are. Anyway, the most important thing is, for everyone, if it weren't for Mum and Dad, none of us would be here. Well, that's true. Yeah. True. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. This wish is going to affect all of you. I wish you all live to be 90 and you're all healthy and happy.
I thought I'd grab the moment while everybody's gathered around rather than waiting till afterwards, while the cake is being cut, just to say my thank yous to Mum. First of all, for still being here, which is wonderful. Whoever thought we'd all be here at these grand old ages, it's really lovely to have you here and all the generations of the family together in one place. I wanted to say a couple of personal thank yous. First of all, for being so much responsible, along with Dad, of course, for giving me a love of language and a love of reading. It stood me in good stead over the years, in particular because the very first time I met Marcy, the first thing that we talked about was books. So that proved to be a very valuable legacy. Secondly, I know, of course, that you were an early adopter of Elizabeth Davy and these strange continental ideas about cooking that were being imported into the UK when I was young, which left me with my enjoyment of food and my enjoyment of cooking, which was passed on to Owen. And as you know, the last 10 years, Owen and I have gone every year to do a cookery course somewhere, and I have you to thank for a lot of that, along with Steve, of course, who through his time in the East End of London, at the London Hospital, introduced me to the joys of cooking curries.
Excuse me, what's your cook now?
And finally, just a few thoughts on family travels and some of the places that we particularly loved going to when we were kids. Baker's Lincoln Farm in North Devon, the Null House in Dorset, both of which Marty and I have gone back to and visited since we've been down in Cornwall, and brought back lots of nice memories flooding. And we've also got, though we haven't brought today, but if anybody wants to, they can see our movie of Mum Goes to Menorca years ago. So just a few reminiscences, a few thoughts, and to say it really is lovely to see everybody here together today. And thanks for everything, Mum, and here's to the next 90 as well.
Their other halves for organising this lovely gathering and funding it as well. And I want to thank Alex and Julia for letting us use their lovely home. And I want to thank George's, I think that's the name, caterer. I have to say 90 sounds terribly old. And I never imagined that I would ever be this ancient. But if I just think that I'm simply 9 times older than Ayala, who will soon be 10, that doesn't sound all that old. Just 9 times older than she is. So it's been a huge privilege to see my whole family and their lovely families, and see my children growing to fine, responsible adults. We have 4 generations here, which even these days is probably not all that regular. So again, thank you very much. And I've just got one poem to read, which I think is appropriate for this, because you all know I've written lots of poetry, and it's called Happy Endings. So it goes this way. Spin me a story, spin me a story, spin me a story now that I'm old. Tell me of valour, tell me of glory, weave me the tale that I need to be told. Don't tell of riots, sadism, famine, murder or infamy, torture, defeat, thuggery, muggery. Please don't examine all exploitation, I beg you, delete. Please let your tale have a perfect conclusion. Lovers united in permanent bliss, good in ascendant, bad in confusion. Please end your story exactly like this.